I wrote a little thing one time, how to go from average to fortune. And I had 5 points. First was get serious. To do well, you got to be serious. You don't have to be grim, but you must be serious. Next I said, get smart. You got to know more this year than you did last. You got to catch up. A guy said to me one time, he said, well, I know you're always talking about reading books, library, read the books. But he said, I just can't get excited about reading. I said, sir, you do not read because you are excited. You read because you must. How far behind do you want to fall? That was a direct attack, in case you didn't recognize it there. You gotta get smart. You gotta keep up. Knowledge is flowing at an incredible rate these days, so you just gotta know more about your business and about life and human behavior and what's going on. So get smart. Third is get excited about your ability to discipline yourself to do anything. Guess what you could do starting Monday to change your whole life? Anything, everything. It's not a question of what you can do. It's just a question of what you will do. Guy says, well, I got to get up and go to work on Monday morning. See, that's not true. That's probably what you will do. But that's not what you could do. You could write a whole new chapter starting Monday and tear up the old one, if you wish. It's choice time, right? Whatever you wish. But what's exciting is to know that on any given day, you can change your whole life. On any given day. Whenever you wish. Now, see, that's exciting. Once you understand the awesome potential of that, it's hard to even sleep nights. You'll get excited. Shof got me excited back in those early days. I'm 25 years old. He got me excited about becoming wealthy, financially independent. He got me excited about the person I was going to become, learning to better handle the language, affect other people, develop my personality, all those unique things I was going to become. He got me excited. He said, all you got to do is practice, work on it. Unbelievable. Got me excited about my skills. He said, it doesn't take long to learn. He got me excited about borrowing my first money to go into business. He said, you have to get started in a little business. I said, well, I don't have any money. He said, well, that's not the problem. Now, see, up until then, I always thought it was, right? But sure enough, it wasn't the problem. He said, no, you can get the money. He said, I'll coach you how to get the money. I said, wow. He said, who's your banker? I said, Jimmy Jingles. Down at C&P Bank. He said, well, Jingles will give you the money. I said, look, I owe him more money now than I can pay. He said, well, that doesn't matter. Now, see, up until then, I always thought it mattered. I didn't know. No wonder I wasn't excited, right? I hadn't uncovered all this unique stuff. He said, no. He said, I'll bet you. He said, Jingles will loan you the money you need to get started in business. I said, why? How would he do that? I can't pay him now what I owe him. He said, no, you don't understand. He said, let me coach you. He coached me to go down and put the story on Jingles. He said, it'll only take about 20, 30 minutes. And he said, you've got something right. You think now is going to change your life, make your fortune, go for it? I said, no doubt about that. He said, all you got to do is put that story on Jingles. He'll go for it. I thought, wow. See, I didn't know that I was that good or that I could get that good. He said, no, just tell the story sincerely. Tell it like it is. Tell the total truth. And tell him what you're going to do with it. Tell him how you're going to make the changes. And that he can help you get the money. And then wind up by saying this, Mr. Jingles, if you'll see to it that I get the money, not only will I do well, I will tell everybody I meet, you're the man that helped me. Now, see, I'd never done stuff like that before. So Shof coached me. I make it down to the bank and walk in. There's Mr. Jingles. I said, Mr. Jingles, how are you? He said, Mr. Owen, nice to see you. He said, come on in, let's chat a while. I said, yeah, I want to talk to you. So I walked in, we sat down. He said, how's it going? I said, pretty good. He said, I hope you haven't come to borrow any money. Now, Shof had left that one out, and that one threw me right away. But I swallowed hard and said, Mr. Jingles, look, I've got a story to tell you you won't believe. He said, well, what is it? And I proceeded to unload on him in the next 20 minutes what Mr. Schoaf had coached me with all the sincerity. I told him I had something that I knew was going to make me wealthy and that I was changing my life quickly. I said, I've already started the process, and all I need is a little money, and I will soon be wealthy. And I wound up by saying, Mr. Jingles, not only will I do well, I will tell everybody, you are the man that helped me get started. And I leaned back and let that grab him. Because Schoaf said to me, Mr. Jingles will be so impressed, Mr. Rohn, with your presentation, that if the bank won't loan you the money, he will personally. Now, see, that was a bit hard for me to understand, but guess what happened when I finished my story with Mr. Jingles and told him that my whole life was now changing and I was going from average to rich. Mr. Jingles, when I finished, said, Mr. Rohn, I'll tell you what. He said, I've heard a lot of stories, people sitting in this chair, but he said, you got me. He said, I'll tell you what. I'm not sure the bank will loan you the money, but if they won't, I will. I couldn't believe it. So I got the money. $250. Now that was a lot of money back then, right? $250. But guess what after that? See, after that, I learned a very dear lesson there, that with my skills, if I just practiced and got better with my skills, no telling what I could do. No telling what in the future I could borrow. No telling who'd buy my story. And I got so excited that if I wanted to, I could get good at anything and change my life, change my future. So get excited. That'll change your life. Fourth is get going. If you want your life to change, you want to be successful, you got to get going. Some people are always learning, but they don't get going. It's like the guy that keeps bringing materials to the building site and never builds anything. He just keeps stacking up the bricks and the plumbing supplies and the roofing supplies. Just stacks them all around. Somebody says, you must be really going to build something here. He says, wait till you see the rest of the stuff I got to bring. And he just goes back and he brings some more, brings some more, brings some more. See, pretty soon they'll come take you away. Okay, you got to do something with what you're gathering up, what you're learning. You probably already know enough now to become wealthy. You just got to use it. You got to get going. Now the fifth one, and I went through all that to get to this one. Fifth key to success is get away. You got to get away. You got to take time to be alone, to reflect, to ponder, to weigh, to analyze, to think, to fill up. You got to take the time, rejuvenate. That kind of time. It's important. Okay, that's the third step to the success life, is handling time. Fourth step to success, one of the most important,